That up there is the first ever investment property I took on.
When I finished university in September of 2016, I finished without any sort of job. So I needed something whereby I could start a property business without having to buy properties. I went into Rightmove and I found literally the cheapest apartment I could rent, which was a studio apartment for £750. I literally had no confidence like this was going to work. This is how much money it cost me to sort of acquire that property as a whole. So to take on this property, I had to pay 1 month rent advance, which was £750, a 6-week deposit, I had to pay about £250 agency fees. The property also came empty, like there was literally nothing inside. So I had to buy everything. So that cost £2,500. And so the total investment was £4,625. The next part was pretty straightforward. I made an account on Airbnb, then I made a new listing. I had this guy called Rob who came around, he took all the professional pictures of the apartment, and then I just put those pictures onto Airbnb. That was the nervous part because literally no one booked for the first few days. And I thought, well, this is probably it. And I'm obviously tied into like a 12-month contract, but if no one books, then I'm losing that money every single month. And then suddenly I had this booking from this lady who was coming from America. So she ended up booking for 16 nights for £972. For about half a month, she was paying me £1,000 and I was paying £750 for the entire month's rent, which was pretty good. And then I had another booking for 15 nights for £962. So these people were paying me significantly more per month than I was paying on a monthly basis. But that doesn't mean all of that is profit. So how much profit did I actually make on a monthly basis? So my revenue on this was about £2,000. The rent was £750. Bills were about £250, and that left a profit of about £1,000. But that's not entirely accurate because you still have other costs, like you have payment processing, commissions you have to pay to Airbnb and Booking.com. You might have some other maintenance costs. On average, the profit would be about £500 or maybe slightly higher every single month. When my first deal started working, I took on another one in the same building, and I took more apartments in different buildings in Stevenage, in Welwyn Garden City, in Hertford, and I started managing apartments for other people in London, in Bishop Stortford. By the end of it, I'd taken on 40 apartments either by renting myself or managing for other people. The whole model sounds pretty good. I wouldn't at this stage go out and buy like a course, or I wouldn't go and rent the next rental property you see, because there's a lot more to it than I've explained in these 5 minutes. Obviously, there's a lot of challenges with any business. So I would use this as a starting point and then start doing your 10 hours of research, 20 hours of research, and then make your decision in terms of, well, is this something which could work for me or something which couldn't work for me?